It all started with an atom. You, me, we, all of us started with an atom. Iterating through processes of evolution, selection, and destruction, science has always been able to hover its way through challenges and obstacles, thus providing solutions for life to exist. From the grand Big Bang to the tiny amoeba, it all started with an atom. No matter how far we reach, how high we climb, how large we grow, we will have to retreat back to the atom. In order to decrypt science and develop humanity, we will have to dig in deeper. We will have to explore the nano level.
Hi, this is Akshay.
Hi, I'm Aditya.
And we are here to tell you about material sciences. Material science is an interdisciplinary field which applies properties of matter to various areas of science and engineering.
It investigates the relationship between the structure of materials at atomic level and their macroscopic properties.
Material science finds its applications in various areas of research and development. One such emerging field is nanosciences and nanomaterials.
So let us show you the scope of nanomaterials and nanosciences in the development of our world.
Electronics is everywhere. With Alan Turing laying the foundations of modern computing by building a decrypting device to break the Nazi code, followed by USA to build the ENIAC, world's first computer to be able to perform high-speed computations. May it be the highly advanced mobile phones in our pockets or laptops in our bags, being efficient enough to store terabytes of data and perform millions of computations in a fraction of seconds.
From the high-performance computer kept in our very own IIT Kanpur, used for real-life simulations, or IBM's Watson, having human-like intelligence and learning abilities.
Electronics is everywhere.
But why does this all matter? And what does all of this to do with material science and technology? So let's take a closer look at any integrated circuit. What we find are millions and millions of transistors embedded in a single chip. These transistors form the basis of electronic world. Transistors are the atom of electronic world. Every information in the electronic world is stored in the form of digital signals, on or off, 1 or 0, high or low. Intel's co-founder Gordon E. Moore analyzed the data of several decades and came up with the famous Moore's law that states the number of transistors in a chip doubles every 2 years. So looking back at the data of 1973, where there used to be 2300 transistors in a chip, up till now we should have 4 to 5 billion transistors in our chip. But that's not the case. Today we have only 1 billion transistors in the most powerful chip up till date. Though 1 billion may seem a huge number, but this indicates that there is some variation from the Moore's law. The problem is again a nano level problem. Transistors can be reduced to a size of 10,000, 1000 or 100 nanometer. But at the level of 10 nanometers or below, electrons start to show the phenomena of quantum tunneling. Hence, electrons are able to penetrate through the switch without any voltage applied. Only nanosciences and material sciences can provide the solution to these problems by using carbon nanotubes, Bucky paper or graphene. So let's find out what these things are actually.
Hi, I'll tell you about carbon nanotubes and Bucky paper. Carbon nanotubes are allotropes of carbon with a cylindrical structure having unusual properties. Bucky paper is a thin sheet made from an aggregate of carbon nanotubes. Now, let's see what our experts have to say on the applications of carbon nanotubes.
It's called Bucky paper and looks a lot like ordinary carbon paper. But don't be fooled by that name. It could revolutionize everything.
A. Incorporation of CNT in anti-corrosion for metals can enhance coating stiffness and strength while providing an electric pathway for cathode protection. Thank you.
The maximum amount of stress that a Bucky paper actuator can handle is 25 times more than that by a human muscle.
Nanotubes and other fullerenes can be filled with molecules that have either an electronic or structural property which can be used to represent the quantum bit of information. Thank you.
Instead of metal mesh currently used in the structure of composite aircraft to disperse lightning strikes, Bucky paper with its high current carrying capacity would allow electric charge to flow around the plane and dissipate without causing any damage.
You prepare one film, right? And you're looking for nanometer. So you need huge infrastructure. If you talk about the silicon technology, right? They start the bigger things, they are the lithography systems, they are very, very costly. So my size is fine enough, but if you just put them, cut the sizes, you have to put a lot of effort, a lot of money to bring it down to nanometer, right? If you go the first process, start down, you can get a better repeatability and other things. But that requires a lot of cost, manpower. But if you go the bottom up, you can create it. But still, people are struggling to get the repeatability, and some cases they are very good. But some cases they are not good enough to handle the things which can be created by the top down. We are working for like bio stuff. We are making it because cell, we just go for the cell performance, right? So they are limited in it. If we have different geometry, they grow different ways. So we are working for carbon cell. So that kind of process is used. This is our printer. We used to say it's a molecular printer. Suppose, like if you want to make CNT, so CNT needs some kind of catalyst, right? Some metal catalyst. If you put selectively metal catalyst and then you grow CVD process, you can get aligned CNT. We have this is a FESM, field emission scanning electron microscope. So in build we have so it can be used for two-fold things. We have atomic force microscope where we can just
This is the atomic force microscope.
Yes, this is atomic force microscope.